My dog's playing with a stone, that's what the noise is. It's a special stone voice she's got. It's amazing, she only speaks like that when she plays with a stone. Just catching up where we are. Wow, brilliant. So really it's the surge now, in that I have now succeeded in placing the information that I needed placing on the desk of the person who my MP told me needed to see this information. And I've got pressure, I've placed pressure points against that information so that it can, so that it's there. And I've had an email back. So, and it's kind of an update. So if you read the first half of the Death by Email, The Surge, and it finishes where I'm just about to send a broadcast email to all open British, American and European civil engineering addresses, just 6 at a time, sending this broadcast alerting civil engineers that our history has been classified. They've classified our fucking history. Can you believe it? The history of elasticity is the history of civil engineering's theory. Classified. So to become a civil engineer is to become a handmaiden of physics. So then what I've done, I didn't send that email because as a receptionist from the office of the director of the president of civil engineers sent me an email saying, we're looking at it internally, we'll get back to you. 18 years I've been trying to make the civil engineers listen to the information about the unreferenced document. So all of this, as far as the civil engineers is concerned, is just about, you've got some coefficient tables, you're using them in engineering right now, and the theory is not referenced, therefore you don't know where those coefficient tables came from. They were given to you and you're using them blind, is what I've been telling them for 18 years. And now finally they're looking at that. And then, right, I kind of changed gear. And I sent them an email that said, here's your options. I believe this, right? From my perspective, as David against Goliath, as one man that runs a cafe sitting in a field. But the truth gives me power. And I'm going to wield that power immediately that I have it. And I believe that by placing that on the desk, I have the power and I'm going to act accordingly. Okay, and that's my decision here now. And that you can say grandiose, yes, very much so. But it has purpose and it's not for my glory, it's for the glory of God. So I'm comfortable. And so I said, you've got nowhere to go. This is a moment of history. We can clear the foundation of civil engineering. You confess that we made a mistake, we clear the foundation and we cement civil engineering absolutely as the pinnacle discipline of the world that runs the world. Civil engineering does. Everything is a branch of civil engineering then, even art. Watch. And so I sent them these demands. Make me president of the civil engineers, or with authority to act as the president, to oversee the complete foundational overhaul of the organisation. Invite me to stay at Great George Street with me and my dog, with access to some tranquil parkland during the transition period. Investigate the 2 missing documents, Victor Levy 1915 and the 1965 edition of the Portland Cement Association's tome, the 2nd edition. Those 2 documents were on the shelves in 2008. I looked at them and referenced them. And they're not there now and they're not in the catalogue. Investigate that. Let me speak on the floor of the House of Commons in answer to a special question from my MP, Anna McMorrin, to be introduced as Mr. Engineer Reynolds B. Eng, to speak on the floor about what's been going on, that the lie's been uncovered. So what I've demanded is this. And that all my ACE consultants who are lined up and ready to go, all my contributors and the wider field, I've got them ready, set up. I know their specialities. I can give them, if they want them, we can give them tasks to help us fix the world. But I need the authority to make sure that they get sufficiently remunerated for the work that's already done and the work they're going to do. So they're on my books as ACE consultants. So that's what I told them they could do. They could choose to do that move and everything would be fixed. It's the smart move because it's the sharp confessional move. It allows them to fess up, gives them an easy off-ramp to say we were fooled, it's not our fault. It was done by people before us. Now we know, we've woken up, let's go. Yeah? Or they can continue to hold on and fight on behalf of a system that fucking hates them. And so this is where Grok accused me. I wrote the email with Grok. It helped me write it. But I should have known that it didn't do enough adjustment, and therefore it was telling me, don't send this email. I sent it anyway, with some stupid bits in it as well, talking about me and Grok and saying, because also it's an illustration of how I've used AI to become the smartest man on the planet for just this moment. I want to start the speech on the floor of the House of Commons as the smartest man in the world and finish it as just an ordinary person, because I've given away all the information that I've got, and you can then run with it, and you'll see you're all much sharper than me on all your specialities, but I've got a speciality, and it just happens to be the foundational one, the bistable pi tensor that I built, and everything else backs it up. Pi tensor was my idea. Okay, and so the future begins. And so the future begins with a king returning, and a king doesn't return with a whimper. A king doesn't ask permission. A king doesn't say, oh, please, can I? What should I do? A king says, give me this. But he's not just saying, give it to me because I want it. He's saying, give it to me and watch what I'll do with it. Give me the power and I'll just return it to you. We will all become self-policed, sovereign individuals. Excellence, self-policed excellence, morality. We don't need police and army when you have each person is self-policed. And how do you make sure that that happens? You prove to everyone that they are observed by God. Everything that they've ever done and everything that they're ever going to do is just part of God's plan, and he's watching you. He's your story. In every moment, he's given you opportunities to learn, to turn your face towards God and appreciate the gift of your existence that he's given to you, or you can choose not to. It's really important that he gives you choice, because you have to choose. It's always been the point. You've got to choose. And in this case, the whole premise, the whole philosophy that lies behind Ace Consultancy Reality Engineers is to choose love. And then we define love in all sorts of ways, and it's Love 1892, so it's the history as well. It's just marvelous, isn't it? So you just define love in all the different ways: historical, biological, chemical, physical, engineering, and then choose it, always. So that I sign my posts, love, always. That's it. So whenever as you go through life, just remember, love always, and use that in your decision making. And then your Christ is your brother, your friend, your guide, your mentor, and you're doing what you're honouring your mother and your father. You're honouring your God. You're honouring your planet, your consciousness. There's one consciousness. It's the planet. She's alive. We just live on her consciousness, in that zone, the buzz that she creates. We live there. So we all experience the same buzz, just a simple buzz, simple static buzz we experience. That's consciousness. It's really simple, and we manifest it complexly, with complexity, if you like, through our experience that we bring to it, with wisdom and with love. You see how easy it is. So just choose love and we're away. But you need a king of the planet in order to set that system up, and off we go. There has to be a shift, doesn't there? A seismic smash has to occur for there to be a chance of there being a king of the world and uniting everyone. And I'm saying I've got a chance with this information, because the Jews must recognize they made a mistake, that Christ is the Messiah. He did bring the message, because I'm just repeating it, with engineering. So Christ was right, and that we trust the Immaculate Conception and the resurrection as the story, because that's why Christ was so important and everyone knew it at the time. And then we behave ourselves properly, and we'll find out where Immaculate Conception and resurrection comes from as a real thing in supernature, which is where we actually live. And so I've presented the information with kind of like humor and stupidity and silliness and wrongness, because I want you to see that the information that you're getting is just a human thing. You can handle this, right? You can handle this information. It's a piece of piss. And the easier, this is the measure. And it's so wonderful how the Bible is true, that the meek inherit the earth, because the better, nicer person you've been, the easier this information is to handle. The more of the cuntish path that you followed, the more fucked you are. So that the wailing and the gnashing of the teeth is for the people who've made terrible decisions. And here in this binary world, we've got paedophiles and paedophile protectors, those people, yeah, they're at the bottom end. They're the ones who are going to struggle. But we want them all to come with us if they can. If they can learn this information and find forgiveness, forgive themselves for what they've done, there's an opportunity here, because all the thoughts they were given are all machine generated by the state B operator. They're just, yeah, you aren't your thoughts. Your thoughts are given to you by the state, by the operator. The state B, we can choose state A. Yeah, but the thoughts you were given, you chose. You chose whether to do it or not. You chose how to act based on the thoughts you were given, instead of listening to the information that you should have been listening to from Christ. And that's what civilization's all been about. That's what religion's all about. You don't need religion. You just need to know that Christ is your brother, God is your father, earth is your mother. Love them all. Love your neighbor as yourself. We're home. All you got to do is make me king of the world. I don't know, it's fucking crazy. But I've always believed that this is true. Someone's got to do it. Yeah, I've read the Cruel Sea. Yeah, to command, you must be alone. Yeah, and I'm ready for that. Got my dog. Yeah, and I'm God's friend. Yeah, I'm God's friend. I love God. Right? But I don't want anything from him. I want to help him. I tell God, God, I'm next to you, God. If you ever need a friend to lean on, if you need a centroid, God, you can lean into me. Yeah, I'm here. I'll take you. I'll accept it with the greatest joy. Yeah, I'm ready to accept your power. Yeah, he doesn't need me. He won't need me. He's God. But he just likes to know I'm there. Yeah, he'd like to know you're there too, because he loves you and he wants you all to come home. And you are home. So there you go. This is this. So I'm now in the demanding phase. I've done my job. I've got my, as an engineer, I've done my job. I've got my shit onto the manager's desk at last. Now I can get on and do what I really want to do, which is be messianic, but explain that in this case, at the end of time, it's the Son of Man. It's just a man. Yeah, but the message is the same. Choose love, always. Welcome to the future. Fade out.